The New York Knicks' plans for the trade deadline may have been revealed, as there have been reports from Michael A. Scotto that the Knicks really want to acquire both Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Olynyk, and they have had discussions with the Utah Jazz surrounding this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because we got more trade talks. Considering the deadline is now officially this week. It is Sunday. The week has begun. Welcome to deadline week, everybody. I know we've done a lot of trade talks, and now we hit the finale. So let's break this whole thing down. Most trade rumors surrounding the Utah Jazz continue to be centered around Kelly Olynyk and Jordan Clarkson, according to Michael Scotto of USA Today Sports, claiming the pair of Jazz veterans are garnering interest from the New York Knicks. As Scotto said, the Knicks also registered trade interest in Utah's Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Olynyk earlier in January, league sources told Hoops Hype. Now, this happens a lot, that teams will inquire about players and then wait a little bit, then go back once they decide it's time to strike while the iron's hot. And the iron is boiling hot for the Knicks. Yes, they did lose, and the 9-game winning streak is over as LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers came in and beat Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein, and the Westchester Knicks. Is what it is. It's okay. It's one loss. The Knicks have been great. Who cares? You win some, you lose some. When you're the Knicks, you're winning most of them. But obviously there is a problem at hand, and that is that the Knicks bench surely is not perfect. Is it good? Yes. Is it way better than I've given it credit for? Totally. But there's still a lack of shot creation within the New York Knicks as an entire team, not just the bench. Jalen Brunson's one of the best shot creators in the NBA. Julius Randle can create for himself. Brunson and Randle can both also create for others. Dante DiVincenzo, as far as the three-point shooter goes, he can really create for himself too. But outside of that, there's not that much shot creation on the Knicks roster, and they're going to need to change that because we saw Brunson get constantly double-teamed against the Los Angeles Lakers. And guess what? Teams are going to keep doing that, especially when Randle's not here. And even when Randle comes back, come the playoffs, Brunson is going to get double-teamed a lot. The Knicks are going to need other guys to be able to create their own shots for when Brunson is forced to give the ball up. I'm going to let you guys in on a horribly kept secret that every team that the Knicks face in the playoffs, depending on how far they go, they could lose in the first round, though that would be a massive disappointment, or they could go as far as the conference finals, or maybe even the NBA finals. The Knicks have been remarkable. Can't count them out. Every team is basically going to have the same defensive game plan, which is going to be centered around Jalen Brunson and making him give the ball up. Do not let Brunson beat you. Let the rest of the Knicks beat you. That is what they're going to do. I don't know what teams it's going to be. It's going to be more effective with some teams that have the personnel to do that. And then other teams, there might be a little bit of a struggle. But that is going to be the game plan. So acquiring someone, for instance, like a Jordan Clarkson, could be very helpful for the Knicks as it gives them more shot creation and it gives them a shot creator off the bench who can give Brunson a much-needed break during the regular season. I mean, last night, I understand that game had a playoff feel. It had an NBA Finals feel. That was an electric game last night. Obviously, the Knicks did not come out on top, but the Garden was so loud. The Knicks fans were going crazy. It was Knicks, Lakers, LeBron on the Lakers. The Knicks have a superstar in Brunson. That was one hell of a game last night. And very clearly, Brunson can handle himself in the big moments, as he had 36 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. So, obviously, he balled out, as he always does. He is a superstar, after all. It's what superstars do. But he played 45 minutes, man. And I understand that that's an exception. Nationally televised, Knicks, Lakers, LeBron versus Jalen Brunson. Really, really big implications for that game. But at the end of the day, on a regular Tuesday night, if Jalen Brunson is playing some random NBA team, for instance, the Portland Trail Blazers, who are right there at the bottom of your screen, he shouldn't be playing near 40 minutes at all. He should probably be maxing out around 35 minutes. It just doesn't make sense to overplay Brunson in the regular season and burn him out, and we know that Tibbs has a history of doing that to players. Now, Scotto's talked about Jordan Clarkson, and then also what an NBA scout told Hoops Hype is that whatever team can get Clarkson will be a game changer. I think he's one of the best or the best volume scorer available on the trade market. Clarkson, the 2020-21 Sixth Man of the Year, began the season as a starter for 19 games and has since come off the bench. And also, Kelly Olynyk has drawn interest from various teams across the league, sources say, and is considered Utah's top trade candidate ahead of the deadline by rival executives as he prepares to enter unrestricted free agency this summer. So, look, Clarkson is not my first pick. My first pick would be Malcolm Brogdon. I like the idea of Jordan Clarkson because it gives the Knicks a real shot creator off the bench. There's sort of a J.R. Smith essence to Jordan Clarkson, and I say that with all the positivity in the world. J.R. Smith is beloved by New York, and I don't know how active you guys are on Knicks Twitter. I'm going to guess it varies because I'm talking to a lot of you. And if you guys follow Knicks memes on Knicks Twitter, first of all, if you don't follow them, but Tommy's great, but like make sure or you look at his Twitter because there's a great post that talks about if you could add one former Knick in their best season to this team, but here's the catch, they cannot have been an all-star that year. Who are you picking? And so many of the comments said the same thing. 2012, 2013, J.R. Smith. That's the guy. He would fit perfectly on this team. I gotta say, I could not agree more. I could not agree more that 2012, 2013 J.R. Smith would be the perfect role player to add to this Knicks team. Now, look, is Clarkson playing like J.R. Smith? No, the three-point shooting's not as good. The defense is not as good. The shot creation, pretty similar. The playmaking, Clarkson's a lot better of a playmaker. They're not the same player, but they have a similar aura. And J.R. Smith had an aura that was very much needed for a contender. He brought it to the Cavs, and then the Cavs went to 4 straight NBA Finals. And you know that LeBron James trusted J.R. Smith so much, or J.R. would not have been in as much as he was in. The man is so respected. I mean, LeBron respects the hell of him, as he said when giving like his press conference after the 2016 Finals, just talking about how much Shumpert and JR meant to the team and how they got them in the Knicks. He was from the Knicks. He was saying, like, yeah, the trade was to get Shumpert, and then they said they're going to throw in J.R. Smith. Like, you're going to throw in J.R. Smith? Okay, that's cool with us. We'll take that. Because people understand how valuable that aura is. Now, the Knicks can kind of get a similarity to that in Jordan Clarkson. Also, in case you're wondering and you don't know, Jordan Clarkson, one of his vets, J.R. Smith, on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, I do think that that could help. But also, Kelly Olynyk is an interesting piece also because he gives the Knicks a stretch big. Like a real stretch big who can play the 4, but he's mainly a 5. It would be interesting. It would give the Knicks a little more depth at the big man position, which I don't hate, especially because I do believe Kelly Olynyk can be a backup 4. Yeah, he's tall. Yeah, he kind of moves like a center. He's not the most athletic. I don't really care. Al Horford's playing backup power forward a lot. He's not exactly athletic anymore because he's 38 or 37. So I'd be fine with grabbing Kelly Olynyk, getting a big man who could pick and pop, who could work in that situation, especially if he's coming with Jordan Clarkson. That would be cool to watch. Gives Precious or Jericho Sims, whoever we want to roll with as our backup center, gives them a little more opportunities to cook and get him down low, be a bruiser down there. My only concern is the price. The price for those two is going to be pretty hefty. I don't think that 1 first-round pick in Quentin Grimes and salary filler, a.k.a. Evan Fournier, I don't think that's going to cut it, guys. I just don't. I don't think that Danny Ainge is going to give that up. I don't think he's willing to take Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, and 1 probably protected first-round pick for Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Olynyk. I just don't think he's going to do that. The Jazz are a good team, and Danny Ainge doesn't like the Knicks. There's the Danny Ainge tax for the New York Knicks. We have to be aware of that. I think it would cost probably 2 first-rounders, and then I'm kind of out. I don't really want to do that, if I'm being honest. So it's kind of conflicting. Would it work for the Knicks? Yes, but also at the same time, do we want to give that much for Kelly Olynyk, who is probably going to walk in the offseason, and Jordan Clarkson, who we're really going to use as trade bait in the offseason? Do we really want to do that? That's the question that we got to ask. And if we're willing to do that, if you're on the side of, yeah, let's go out, let's do that, then that's fine. I just don't know if it's the right move for the Knicks. I don't know. I mean, let's just take a look right here. According to Scotto, Knicks wing Quentin Grimes came up in separate discussions for Clarkson and Olynyk. As Ian Begley has said before, Utah is one of the teams with interest in Grimes. So that helps that the Jazz want Grimes. They've wanted Grimes since the Donovan Mitchell talks, if you guys remember. So there's that. But at the same time, I don't exactly know if Quentin Grimes is going to cut it because of that New York Knicks Danny Ainge tax. So I think the Knicks have to be very wary. Now, if you can give up Grimes, Evan Fournier, 1 first, and even like 2 second-rounders, I'd say go for it. Do that trade. I don't care. I'll take the rental on Kelly Olynyk for a little bit, help the Knicks compete now, make them look even better. Use Jordan Clarkson's contract, flip it for a star player using that money along with the 7 first-round picks that you're going to have to your name. I don't think it's such a bad idea, personally. Now, if you take a look at Jordan Clarkson's stats, he's averaging 17.5 points per game while also getting 5 assists. Shooting numbers are not good. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're not good. 42% from the field, meh. Under 30% from 3, ugh. Not great. Not great at all, but the free throw percentage is up, so that shows some hope, some promise. He's not the best scorer in the world when it comes to efficiency, but he is a good player. We all know that. We know he's super helpful towards winning teams. I could be persuaded. I just think that Malcolm Brogdon is a better fit. Maybe even an Alec Burks could be a better fit, but Burks is not the greatest shot creator in the world. In my mind, he's a spot-up shooter, and I think that there's a lot more teams other than the Knicks that should value Alec Burks higher than they do. And Kelly Olynyk, shooting almost 43% from 3, getting 8 points, 5 rebounds. I'm telling you guys, also 4 assists. I would love the idea of Kelly Olynyk. I think he'd be an awesome fit. There's definitely an obsession that people have with big men who can shoot threes. And I think that it's a little overblown, but also at the same time, I do really, really like the idea of Kelly Olynyk on the New York Knicks. I think it works. I think it makes sense. I do. I think it just gives the Knicks more depth. At the 4, you play Kelly Olynyk as a power forward. You can get away with it. 17 minutes off the bench. Great shooting. Knicks bench gets more shooting. They get a guy who can score the ball. I mean, when Kelly Olynyk was kind of a first scoring option on the Rockets, he averaged 19 points per game, shot over 40% from 3, shot over 50% from the field. Sure, it was a small volume. I believe it was only 20 to 30 games, somewhere around that. He got traded at the deadline. But look, it is something very interesting that could be taken a chance on. But here's the thing with Kelly Olynyk. Over the last 5 games, Precious Achiuwa has averaged 10.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. He's been having a really, really good stretch. It feels like the Knicks have unlocked Precious Achiuwa. So do they want to potentially hinder his development in the process when we're pretty sure Mitchell Robinson's coming back? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And I don't think there's a right answer. I don't. I think you could kind of side either way. I think this trade, it depends on the price for me. And the price dictates the answer of the question. And that's just really the only way that you could look at this. Comment down below if you disagree. Comment down below if you're just like, no, do this trade. If it costs 2 first-round picks, screw it. I'm in. I'm so in. 2 first-rounders, Grimes, Fournier, I'm in. Let me know if you're like, absolutely not. Nope. No, I want a guard who shoots better. Let me know that. Or if you just are like, yeah, price kind of dictates it. I'd be interested for a certain price, for another price, maybe not. Let me know in the comments down below, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. It means the world to me. Turn on those post notifications so you don't miss a single Knicks Digest post. We got news, rumors, fun conversations with Darielle and I. All-Star break is coming up. We're going to do just some fun little new things on this channel. Just kind of mix it up for you guys. So you don't want to miss it. Make sure to subscribe. Have a great day, guys. Happy Sunday. And go New York Knickerbockers.